find the similarities between someone who's so different from you.
Wow.
And that's how you create a great character. It's because you're being genuine to yourself.
Right.
And so I think a lot of it is confronting your own insecurities and confronting your own feelings and being able to like be an athlete of the heart.
Hey you guys, welcome back to Arts Way Out, where we promote a lot of local artists. And today we have Jade Alexandria Young.
Hello.
Theater major, actress, amazing. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this video. And we're gonna get into it. So do a little introduction of yourself.
Well, I'm Jade. I am a junior at UNCG, and I am majoring in drama and minoring in American Sign Language. And yeah, that's all I got to say about myself.
Fun fact.
Fun facts.
Yes.
I've liked music a lot. I've played piano for a very long time, and guitar and ukulele. It's another one of my outlets that I like to use artistically. I also like painting. I'm not as good as Eileen, but
She's very much amazing. Very talented.
I like watercoloring and like doing like oil canvas painting and stuff like that.
Awesome. Okay, so first question. How did you get started doing theater and any other art forms that you want to talk about?
How I got started. Oh, 7th grade. I wanted to be in chorus, and then the vice principal was like, "Girl, it's full." So he was like, "We have theater." And I didn't know what that was. I thought it was like tech or like lights and stuff. And I was like, "I guess I'll do it." And I ended up loving it, and just like threw myself into it. And then I heard about like a high school in High Point that was for the performing arts, and so I auditioned and I got in. And so from then I just really enjoyed it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So you've been going to school for theater since high school?
Yeah, since 9th grade.
Wow, that's very cool. So like, what is it like going to a high school that is specifically focused on the art form that you're doing?
It's intense because especially since it was a small school, my like senior class was only 33 people.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and since we were all involved in the arts, we're all very, empathetic and very, feely people. So it was a lot of like more drama than you'd think, like, or what you'd get at like a public school. But it was also literally, but it was a lot of support as well, because everyone knew each other. We didn't have sports or anything like that because they wanted us to focus on our art, but it allowed us to really like connect with each other a lot and really just focus on our crafts and hone it in. And it really just put me on the path, because like I didn't know if I wanted to do theater after high school, but I ended up going to this thing called Governor School, and there I majored in theater as well. And so that's what really like sent me into like, oh yeah, this is what my life's
exactly
gonna be.
what you want to do. That is so cool. So you got to go to high school and then Governor School, and now you are in undergrad in theater. Do you want to go to graduate school?
I do. I don't know if I want to do it for acting specifically. There are limitless possibilities of whatever God wants me to do with my life. So I'm just playing it by ear, but I definitely want to get my master's, maybe to like be qualified enough to teach theater. I also want to have time to get my interpreting license so I can be certified in that, so I can interpret and do theater at the same time.
In ASL.
In ASL, yes.
Cool, very cool. And do you want to speak a little bit about like why you chose ASL as your minor? Yeah,
my older sister Kaylee, she's deaf, and when I was younger, she wasn't able to like see some of my performances because there was a lack of like accessibility and inclusivity in, a lot of theaters, and we also grew up pretty poor. So of course, like in a poor Black community, they're not going to have like interpreters on hand. So I want to be able to like make theater and other arts more accessible for, people that are hard of hearing or deaf.
Right. That is so important. And I noticed in the performances that I've been to anyway, you had, not you specifically, but the UNCG theater department had an interpreter, which was very cool, because I was like, oh, what are they doing? And I was like, oh, they have an interpreter, and that's really cool.
Yeah. UNCG theater, they have an amazing deaf program. It's like one of the best in the state. And so they always make sure they have like a set number of inclusive performances so that people that are deaf of hard of hearing can come, and they'll have interpreters, like as you saw, like right on the corner of the stage. So I think that's awesome, and that's the reason why I want to interpret, is because I want more people and more theaters to have like the ability to have interpreters there.
Very cool. Okay, so we kind of talked a little bit about how you got started. So why do you keep doing theater? What is your motivation?
My motivation? I guess I'm really big on fulfilling your passions. And everything in me doesn't. I don't have anything else that I want to do except for that. And of course, like ASL, but I can incorporate that into theater. And just like the arts in general. Even if I wasn't on stage acting, if I was working in some art studio, like if I worked for you one day and just like set up your equipment, if I'm doing something, yeah, and just like being a part of the arts and pouring into the craft, so people can know that there's more than just like the popular academia, like STEM, which is important, but like the arts need more attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I keep going, is just to promote that and to just like show people that it's important to pursue your passions and do what you want.
Right. And as an artist specifically, can you speak a little bit about the struggles or any things that you had to overcome, even with like the stigma? Because STEM has its place and art has its place, but I definitely feel that there's a discrepancy, even in my experience as a visual artist, that it's not as respected.
Yeah, for sure. I even like read something on a quiz the other day. It was like, do you think emotional intelligence is as important as math and stuff like that? And I think as a society we put traditional academia at a higher level than the arts, when it's so much comes from the arts. You know what I mean? In school, when people ask like, what's your major? You get that first like tense up, like, yeah, I'm a theater major. And it's like other people you tell, like your friends' parents, and then you could just see the look in their eyes, like, oh, you're doing like visual art, like, or you're doing theater.
Yeah.
And people don't think it's practical, but it is.
Yeah.
Like anything's practical if you're passionate about it and you love it and that's what you want to do with your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's hard, and possibilities and like they're limited for us because there's not many places where we can go and like pursue the things that we like, but we make it work because we're passionate about it. You know?
And I definitely see that concern like in the art community, and that's why I want to make this art channel a place where people can just come and like present themselves professionally. So even for businesses, if businesses were to come by and see this video and it's like, what is this girl about, and they have, you know, something to go back to.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like at this point it's really just making opportunities for yourself and like finding whatever resources are out in the community.
Yeah, I definitely think choosing to pursue the arts allows you to be more creative in the way, like, how am I going to market myself? Like for you created this channel, you're using social media, you have so many other things that you had to create for yourself. It's not just given to you. Like with business majors, they you know, go and they get their internships. We have to find things for ourselves to craft our career.
And especially in the Greensboro area, although there's a lot of art in the Greensboro area, there isn't. It is not anywhere compared to like LA or New York.
Exactly.
So it's like just trying to find those opportunities and resources. And I'm thankful that UNCG has a really great art program as well.
Literally.
Okay, so next question. Performing, what is that experience like for you, and how is it different from other art forms?
The process, you throw yourself in it completely for acting. Meryl Streep said something about like, it's not about becoming a different person. It's like knowing so much about yourself that you're able to find the similarities between someone who's so different from you.
Wow.
And that's how you create a great character, is because you're being genuine to yourself. And so I think a lot of it is confronting your own insecurities and confronting your own feelings and being able to like be an athlete of the heart, to be able to feel all of those ranges of emotions so you can like recall them. And so it can be taxing and draining. And you have to, like, for example, in this set, you have to have all these cameras in your face and be able to still go right into character. Or like on stage, you're in front of hundreds of people in one, you know, theater, and you have to be right in the character and to just go with it and roll with the punches. And it's very improv. And like, you have to just be on top of your game. It's a lot.
So it's a lot of cues, like things that you just gotta roll with.
Yeah, it's like for example, the show The Witches that you saw last year. That show was crazy because there's a lot of technical aspects.
There was so much going on. Very beautiful set. Whoever designed the set, you guys did amazing.
It was amazing, literally. But yeah, you have to like be aware of so many technical aspects while still being your character at the same time, or like be at your mark, or like there was like trap doors on stage.
There was. I was like, they came out of nowhere.
Literally. So you have to like be aware of that while still acting and like being sad about my little mouse grandson. Like it's just like so much at once, but it's worth it because it's like, dang, it was so draining, but you know, it's so rewarding at the end when people really enjoy the show and you can talk about it. You can be like, I really did that. Like, I got through it.
And I'm going to put a little picture that I took with Jade after, which is so cute.
Yes, I was a grandma.
She was. Yes.
It was fun.
Wait, didn't you play 2 characters in that one, or was that?
Oh, that was Lily's Purple Plastic Purse. That was like my first show at UNCG.
Yes.
I had 5 lines. I was so happy about those 5 lines. But yeah, and I got a little quick change. I had 2 characters. But yeah, it was a good old time.
So what is the difference you would say between a live performance and acting like in front of a camera?
There's a lot more differences than I thought. I'm actually about to do my first camera acting gig this weekend.
In the description, in the description we're going to put some information on that so you can check it out.
So I'm really excited about that. But I have no experience with acting for the camera, so I had to do a lot of research over the past few months. And the biggest difference is like on stage, you have to like perform big and really send yourself to the back row so the last person in that auditorium can still have the best performance as the first person.
Like project your character.
Exactly. But for camera, it's like the opposite, because like if it's for big movies and stuff, you're going to be blown up on like a huge screen.
Right.
So you can't like overact and do all that stuff you do on stage. It has to be a lot more like nuanced and subtle, or else it can be like really jarring.
Wow.
Or it's also like really small details, like if you're like acting with someone that's right beside the camera, you have to look at their eye closest to the camera. It's like little stuff like that you would have never thought of. Or like, you know how when you're talking to someone you jump eyes? You have to just choose one and look at it, or it's like jarring for the camera.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, for our little art-related activity that you will see later, we will be doing a little bit of
acting.
So I'm going to
camera.
use these little tips and look at
just add them in.
I would be like, what eye?
What eye? Which one? If we can practice for this weekend.
Yes. So, which one would you say you prefer, or that you lean towards?
I mean, since I have most of my experience with stage acting, I'd say that. But like doing all this research the past few months has really made me respect acting for the camera a lot more than I used to. So I don't know. I don't think I'd prefer one or the other. They're 2 completely different arts, which I like never have thought.
Which is interesting because you have to pull from 2 different things as one person. So
so we'll see how it goes. I'm excited about it. But Mothman, a superhero film. Check it out.
She's gonna be in it. So what kind of role are you playing, or if you can tell?
Yeah, I can tell you. I'm playing a role. Her name is Veronica Moore. The premise of it is it's at a university and there's an election, and the president of a fraternity named Bradley Holden is running against me, a black woman. And I like sit on the chair of like the Neo-Black Society, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And basically like him and his frat brothers, they try to rig the election.
Wow.
Yeah, and so like this journalist student at the university, he like figures it out and like beats them all up and stuff, and basically like saves the election. So it's like kind of like campy and cute, and like comedic, but it's
also addresses.
It's very like applicable to like the political issues happening right now. So it's really exciting. I think a lot of people will get a lot out of it.
Very interesting storyline, and like I said, it's gonna be in the description below. Do you know the company that is going to be doing this?
Yes, Adynaton Productions. They're the founders of it are all UNCG students. They're amazing. They're doing independent films and getting their name out there, and just working on their craft outside of school. They're amazing. I love working with them. They're very professional, and they're doing a lot to protect from COVID and maintaining their guidelines to make sure all the actors and all the crew are safe.
So that's awesome too. Like we were talking about earlier, just making opportunities for artists. So students coming together to work with students, love to see it.
Right, honestly, because like without them, like I would not have a job right now. I would just be like doing school. So I'm incredibly thankful for them.
Right.
Yeah, this opportunity.
Okay, so as we are closing out, is there anything else that you would like to say about your art or
I guess just like if you're an artist, pursue it. Don't listen to anyone else. Pursue your passions, honor yourself, be gentle with yourself. Don't be overly critical, because I know as artists we are supposed to be okay with getting critiques and okay with changing and being malleable, but know that you're doing what you love and love yourself through it, and do your art.
That's it. My last question is, what would you say to a younger Jade? at any age point, because the younger Jade is watching right now.
True.
So
I don't know. Give me an age, because I don't know. There's so much.
And you
kind of different times.
Yeah, you kind of spoke on it, like answering the other question, but I would say 7th grade Jade.
7th grade
Just getting into theater.
Just getting into theater. Yeah. I'd say, girl, don't worry about being too sensitive, because that's going to come in handy. Open your heart and allow yourself to feel all those feelings, and then let those feelings go, and you'll be able to access them later.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for coming, Jade.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
And that is the end of this interview, and we will actually be doing that activity portion and posting that later this week. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. We will have Jade's information in the description, like I said before. And I will see you guys in the next video.
Bye. Bye.